What's up, everybody, and welcome to Changing Optics with Scott Roth. So today is Monday Motivation. I believe it's episode 2, where we're gonna. So basically, Monday Motivation is when we go through the photographers that we've been featuring on our Instagram page. Every day, we try to share 3 photos from a photographer who's doing inspiring work. They may have a project going on, or just in general photos that we really admire. So on Monday, it was a lady by the name of Olivia Locher, and all her photos are basically tackling laws that are out there that are ridiculous laws. So she takes a photo to kind of represent what the law is saying, just to kind of emphasize the ridiculousness of some of the laws that are out there. So that was Olivia Locher. So, and then on Tuesday, there was a photographer by the name of Rezkallah. I believe that's pronounced right. Rezkallah. Yeah, so his photos were basically taking old photos from advertisements from the 30s, 40s, and 50s and rebranding them and flipping the switch on them. So a lot of the advertisements that were done back in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, they were almost very sexist towards women. So they were against women empowerment. So these photos that Rezkallah was putting up flipped the switch on them and put the man in the woman's position and the woman in the position of power, which fits in great with the Me Too movement, and I thought they were really cool photos to look at. So that was on Tuesday. We'll go by each day. On Wednesday, it was a photographer that I originally knew in the Poetry Slam community here in New Jersey. He used to go to the Locher Slam, and he occasionally went to the ones in the city as well. It was a guy by the name of David Ayllon, and it turns out he does incredible photography. He does a lot of great photos with different colored gels, mixing them. So like half the photo would have a blue gel, the other half would have a red gel. Very vibrant images. He does a lot of drag photography. But the photos that I wanted to highlight on the Instagram photos were photos of his family members, and he wanted to edit the photos in kind of like a superhero kind of way. And the message of that was that we should always look at our family members for the superheroes that they are. So I really love the message behind that, and the photo editing was really inspiring and way beyond my ability. So anyway, that's David Ayllon, so check out some of his superhero family photography at his website. The next one after that, so that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. On Thursday, we highlighted a guy by the name of Seph Lawless, who is covering a lot of abandoned America. He does have a book out there called Abandoned America. I think he's had a series 2 coming out, so you can learn about him at sephlawless.com. You can also learn about him at changingoptics.org. He's one of the photographers that influenced the video portion of today's video, as we went to an abandoned property and took some photos, and we also did a selfie portrait, and we incorporated that selfie portrait into another project, which was the follow-up project that we did the next day, so which was Friday. So Friday, which was March 1st, was I wanted to find out a photographer that covered self-injury or self-harm in any way, because March 1st was Self-Injury Awareness Day. So I found this project called the What I Be Project, which is you can find out at whatibeproject.com. The photographer behind that is a guy by the name of Stephen Rosenfield, and what he does is he takes portraits and he has each subject matter or each person write their feelings out in Sharpie or marker on their bodies, and then he takes a portrait of them. So every photo is up close of the face, and you can see the writings on their faces of their feelings and their emotions, things that you may not be able to physically see or know just by looking at their photo. So I thought that was a really cool thing and a really good style of photography and project to highlight, especially for Self-Injury Awareness Day, which was Friday. And we incorporated that into a selfie portrait that you're going to see in this video as well. And then after that, on the next day, which was Saturday, I believe. So Saturday we featured the Humanae project, which was being done by a photographer named Angelica. So we featured 3 of the thousands of photos that are out there. Each photo is basically a portrait of a person, and then the backdrop matches their skin tone. So it's called the Pantone color scheme, which I believe is a Photoshop aspect. Anyway, so it features all the different varieties varieties and shades of skin color that people have. So I think, especially in issues of racism and skin tones and things like that, it's a very important project. It's gotten a lot of world acclaim. You can learn about it at Humanae. Let me see what the actual website is. I know on Instagram it's Humanae _ project, or you can learn about it through at Angelica Das. And the website, which we'll put up a link as well, is, let me just double check here, Humanae project. So you can actually learn about it on angelicadas.com /Humanae /project. So you can go to that website and learn about it. And it was really inspiring work. And this is the first time that we're covering that because it encompasses so many different shades as far as skin colors, so or skin tones. So anyway, those are some of the great photographers and projects that we featured this past week. We hope you got inspired of them. And then we incorporated some of Seph Lawless abandoned properties photos and also the What I Be project into a singular portrait. So I went to an abandoned property and took some photos, and I also did a self-portrait there. And the photo is a self-portrait, and I wrote on myself feelings of abandonment and feeling cold, and I think it fit in with the environment of being at an abandoned property. So combining those two projects into a single photo, I thought came out really cool. Probably could have executed it a little bit better, but anyway, so there you have it. Thank you for watching. Check out these photographers. You can learn about them on changingoptics.org. You can go to featured photographers. You'll see a list of them and links to their projects. We hope to learn a little bit more about these photographers and what inspired them, and learn a little bit more about these projects and how you can also help with these projects. So anyway, thank you for watching. Click subscribe and take care.